So if you're a beginner and you're surfing for the first time, can you describe like what's the experience of paddling out to where you want to catch the wave for the first time?
First of all, I have to be honest, it's super exhausting. It's super hard because like you barely stand. You most of the time you lay on your board. You're not, even if you stand up, you are gonna fall like 100 times. And if you stand one waves, you're super happy. You feel like the best person and like it's such a success and a good feeling. But then you fall down again, you swim out, you paddle out, and then yeah, you're exhausted. But it's a good feeling because you get better, and but especially for beginners, I think it's a challenge.
hmm So I want to zoom in on that because if people don't have that experience of surfing, when they think of surfing, they see somebody riding in a tube, like a giant wave they've seen on YouTube.
Yeah,
Is it like that?
like of course you especially you have big boards. Like when you start, you see those cool surfers. Not even wearing wetsuits because they don't need it. They're not like the wetsuits are because you're getting cold, but they're not. They don't need it because they're mostly out of the water, like riding their boards, and you were like laying there and looking at them and be just yeah impressed. So that's exactly how I feel.
So first of all, right? So people think about surfing. Okay, I see somebody riding in the tube or whatever, and but it's actually not. You're saying it's difficult, but I would actually say, isn't it already very difficult? And I have very limited experience, but I have some. Isn't it already very difficult to just get out?
Yeah, it is. It's super hard. Yeah. S- I think once you're out, you're already like exhausted because it's hard to paddle against the current, whatever. And you're there watching them. It looks so easy if especially if you're outside watching them. They're way like riding the waves. Like it's the easiest thing. But once you're out on your board and you're not even like on your way back, it's super hard.
Yeah, so that was my experience as well. Like even if you're fit, just paddling out, it uses muscles that you don't usually use. And just paddling out once against the current, depending on the current, of course, is super draining. And you do it two or three times the first time you do it, and you got to be sore as hell for quite some time.
Not even the paddling thing. I think once you fall down to get up on your board is also like hard. Like it's a mission, really. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, cool. So, you know, everyone has this image of surfing, but now we're hearing from somebody who's very good at it that it just like, especially in the beginning, just getting out there where you can like even look at waves and like try to catch one is quite exhausting, right? So let's say you've managed to do that. You're like sitting on the board. Everybody I think knows that picture. You're sitting on the board looking to the horizon for some waves. How do you know which wave to take?
It's hard to say. It's like you get a feeling after a while. You I don't know, like it's just a feeling because you tried it 100 times probably before. So and also a bit luck. It's both. But what do you think? You already did it too. So what's your
Yeah, so the point I'm kind of trying to drive at is that, like when people observe other people have success in business, it always seems like an overnight wonder, right? It's like, okay, these guys were doing cure for cancer and now they pivoted and suddenly they are making dozens of billions in sales in COVID vaccines, right? Easy. They're doctors, they're professors, right?
yeah? They don't see the hard work before, like because nobody has them on like nobody's I haven't heard from the biotech company. Like I heard of them, but I never heard about the people behind. I was not interested because they were they were probably inventing something before, but nothing like that important for the whole population. So I haven't had them in my mind at all. That's exactly the thing. Like to come back to the surfing spot, like you have a feeling which wave is good because you did it 100 times before, but when you see the surfers like riding the waves, you think they're pros, whatever, but you barely think about that they start the same level you did.